Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or whatever time you may be watching this presentation. First and foremost, I would like to thank you for the opportunity to present my business plan in this year's CUBE Innovators competition. My name is Kiana Smith, and I'm a third-year part-time student at Brooklyn Law School. I'm currently working as a community coordinator in the New York City Police Department's Personnel Bureau. To give you some insight to my background, I come from a cop family. My mother is a sergeant and my father is an officer, so growing up I've always been exposed to crime stories and viewed things a little differently than most. With that being said, I was inspired to create this application because I noticed a void in the way domestic violence situations were handled. I thought to myself, what if, when these situations were occurring, if there could be the proverbial fly on the wall? Someone who can see what is happening and make the report for them. So in essence, it would be reported in secret without the abuser being aware of the report or documentation of the incident. Then I thought about in growing up, if I found out a secret and wanted to approach someone with it without revealing my source, I would say, hey, little birdie told me a secret. Which brings me to my presentation for today, Robin. To give you a brief explanation on why I chose the name, Robin is a double entendre. It's the name of my favorite aunt who unfortunately passed during the formation of this idea, and is a type of bird, a little birdie, if you will. So let's get into some statistics. On average, 24 people per minute are victims of rape, physical violence, and/or stalking by an intimate partner in the United States. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men aged 18 and older in the United States have been victims of severe physical violence by an intimate partner in their lifetime. About 1 in 5 women and approximately 1 in 7 men who ever experienced rape, physical violence, and/or stalking by an intimate partner first experienced some form of partner violence between the ages of 11 and 17. And more than half of all college students say that it's hard to identify dating abuse. So, what's the problem? There's no one-size-fits-all approach to dealing with domestic violence. In order to tackle such a multifaceted issue that affects so many communities, Robin provides a full-service application that provides information on how to detect abuse, what services are available to victims of abuse, and a discreet way to contact emergency services in the event of abuse. Robin is an application that will provide safe and reliable assistance for victims in real time. The primary goal of the app is to provide discrete notifications to emergency services in addition to the user's emergency contacts if the user's safety is at risk. A potentially life-saving app, Robin will utilize the voice recognition and location functions on the user's device to alert authorities that the user is in imminent danger and in need of immediate assistance. Users simply must program a phrase like, "Hey birdie," or "I like that," that will serve as an indicator that they are in danger and the appropriate parties will be notified. I'm proposing to develop an application that can not only serve as a tool to get in immediate contact with emergency services, but provides users with a discrete way of documenting incidents, expediting completion of police reports and orders of protection, and finding additional information on the social services available to them based on their location. In order to provide adequate support and solutions to this problem, we must first educate ourselves. The app will feature information on how to detect if you or someone you know is a victim of abuse and include surveys and quizzes. Users will have the ability to create a personal encrypted profile that will include an option to sync their emergency contacts and invite them to create a profile on the app. Users will be able to access their camera, to upload and take pictures and videos that will then be timestamped and added to their domestic incident tracking page. This data will aid in the partial completion of documents such as a police report. However, in order for the total completion of the document, law enforcement will have access and must substantiate the validity of the evidence contained in the domestic incident tracking page. This feature is to aid in the turnover rate for these reports and make a much more efficient system of document completion and retrieval. The app will also feature a social services, aka community page that will host the contact information for local therapists, support groups, family lawyers, social workers, local domestic violence shelters, and safe spaces. Ideally, Robin would feature a customizable user interface that will enable users to choose how the app's icon and name would appear on their home screen in the event that their phone use is being monitored by their abuser. So, for instance, the app could appear as a calculator or the calendar. The app will then have a password-protected portal from this customized home screen that will allow users to get into the actual application features such as document automation, photo and video uploads, and the educational materials. The differentiating factor between the Robin app and its competition is that Robin plans to have working relationships with the New York City Police Department, emergency medical services, and child protective services. With the growth of the app, I hope to expand the focus from being solely on domestic violence to involve other crimes such as property damage, assault, burglary, and robbery. As for the SWOT analysis, some of the Robin app's strengths would be that it's going to be full service and user friendly and provide discrete notifications to emergency services and contacts. The company would be eligible for 501c3 nonprofit status and will help make contributions to the company more favorable to donors because then the donations would be tax deductible. There's also a market for this kind of app in the COVID-19 pandemic where domestic violence incidents are much more prevalent as victims are sheltered at home with their abusers. The main weakness is my lack of experience with software development and building applications. However, this weakness can be quickly ameliorated once I identify and onboard additional teammates capable of bringing my ideas for Robin to life. Robin app has the opportunity to expand into an emergency notification application for various violent and nonviolent crimes. It can also evolve into a secure means of data transfer between emergency services and the public. In conclusion, the real threats to Robin are time and competition. However, the competitive apps that are offered currently on the iOS and the Android markets do not offer nearly as many features as the Robin app intends to have. In conclusion, I would like to state that if granted funding, I would use the funding towards the development of a beta version of the app that I could then use in other pitch competitions to secure more funding for further development. Again, I would like to express my gratitude for your time and consideration, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day or evening. Thank you.